Hello, hello. Music might be a little bit too loud, eh? Oh no. Slow. Damn it. Okay. I think it's good. Just let me know if the music is too loud. I think on OBS it's looking pretty good though. Got a lot of work to do today. I spent majority last night planning out how we're going to do this redesign. I don't know why, but that picture just cracks me up. Alright. So I guess first things first is going into this. We changed a lot of stuff yesterday, and we moved around how a lot of abilities work. Maybe I was too hasty doing it that way, but there is a bunch of stuff that we need to test with this new system. Currently, spells are just activating when they spawn, which is not good, so we have to change that. So we kind of have to go through the hierarchy of how we have spells working, and just basically not allow them to activate until we until they like hit a surface, since they're all going to be projectiles at this point. So how we have it now is oh, okay, yeah, we got rid of our projectile class. Sorry, I'm just catching up with what I did last night. I'm just trying to remember how we laid this all out. I'm going to move this down below so it does not get in the way here. So this begin overlap right here actually needs to know if this ability is active. This essentially is going to be kind of like a, you can kind of say like a package. We're going to send it out. It's still going to have all the base functionality that we built for all the abilities, but we're basically just putting it into like a ball, throwing it, and when that ball hits a surface, it releases the ability. So I don't want to change too much about anything other than the fact that we need all these abilities to be delayed. To the point where they only activate when they make contact with the surface. That's probably the best way I can describe it. So, our activate spell actually contains all the functionality we need. The only things we really have to worry about is this right here, where it says like delayed activation and then activate spell. this else statement here, we actually are just going to not get rid of. We're going to get rid of this line here, and what we're going to do is log what spells actually use this, so we can migrate everything over. Spells that don't trigger this log and use this delayed activation thing, we probably won't turn into projectiles, and we will manually move them off of this into their own category. I don't expect a lot of this to make sense on how this all works. But when we get into it and we're actually testing everything, I'll explain how everything functions at that point. Okay. Just making sure the music isn't too like crazy loud, because I know for a fact that it can definitely get up there with the classical music. Okay. So we're just going to mark that it is not a delayed activation. An activate spell was trying to be called. We don't want activate to happen. This is what... Okay, so last night when I was categorizing this, I remember this now. Some of the abilities that we have aren't abilities that we... they're not abilities that we place onto the ground itself. Some of these abilities that we spawn kind of have like a fake projectile almost. And what I mean by that is, I have these two categories, right? Does the AoE spell expand? So does the mesh increase in scale? And then I have something else. Does AoE spell move? Or does spell AoE move? Whatever, however the fuck I phrased it. That essentially is, it is going through a tick function called move, I believe. Called move. And this is just taking the actor or the mesh itself and then manually just adding to the mesh's offset. So it's moving this mesh, and whatever that mesh collides with, it will deal damage to it. So these aren't using projectile components at all. So in this overhaul, I might want to change how that works. So here's the problem. If we move everything over to a projectile movement component, right? That means we have to go through every ability that was not previously using one and was using this other technique where I was just manually moving the actor itself, and tinker with the speed, the drop off, everything with it. That sounds like a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. I think an easier method on handling this would be, let's just backtrack a little bit here, take this projectile movement component off of this, And then we'll just make subclasses. I think that's the best way to do this. I think it was a little bit too ambitious for me to just take this projectile movement component, put it onto the base class itself, and then say like everything gets one. So we're going to backtrack a little bit here, and I'm going to take all the functions I created for it and move it back down to its original class. So I basically added most of this stuff yesterday. Luckily, I did not delete this class. We're actually going to get back to using it here. Yeah, we're just going to do a little bit of a reset. Yeah, let me know if the music is too loud, or maybe I'm not loud enough. No idea. Alright. Let's close out of the editor real quick. And let's let VS Code tell us what we're doing wrong so we can just make sure that we properly get back to a working version of the game with this change. Okay. So on begin overlap was not here before. Let's axe that. Yeah, so I think like almost all of these right here. I'm not removing them quite yet. It's typically a really bad idea when you're going through a projectile surgery. It's usually a really bad idea to just remove everything when you're going through a change like this. Especially because this is like a very large pivot in our game right now. So I'm going to play it safe here. VS Code. Come on, man. Spawn trail system, we don't need any of that shit. Let's close up all those functions here, run the compiler again. Here we go. This is what we want to see. I didn't make that many changes last night. So luckily this won't be as bad. To step back for a minute. I gotta mark this as a U function again. I said U function. There we go. AoE base spell, impulse radius, blah blah blah. Okay, so I removed a couple of things that were on this originally. I think it's just these right here. Impulse strength, impulse radius. Actually, sorry, I'm just taking a look here. If we have this inheriting from our base spell here. But it looks like our projectile also has these member functions. I wonder why this problem never showed up till right now. This might be something where I checked the VOD last night and saw that I changed this over. Okay. In any case. Alright, activate hit. Was this one. Now I know it didn't have all this in it though. I think it actually was just a base class with basically nothing in it. See here. Projectile movement component. Yeah, okay, these need to go as well. What is this? Specify replicated has a value. Oh, which is unused. Ah, okay. I mean, it will be used in the future, though. Again, I don't think on hit is, that important. Trying to get organized here. Get rid of stuff we don't need. Get rid of stuff from the past that we used in testing that we don't need anymore. Projectile movement. Set lifespan actually is 0 for this. Yeah. Coming in last night, not doing as much research as I should have on what my current system has for combat was definitely a mistake. That's okay though. Today's gonna be a longer stream. We're gonna get organized, get everything made, get everything tested, add a roll functionality or a dodge mechanic. Pretty much every day is it's a slow build up till the final product. Just make sure that everything is thoroughly tested. What I'm going to do is make a chart real quick on what abilities we're going to be moving over to the system here. Should probably do this in order. This would be Tempest. This would be Druid. Okay. Let's go into our data table and take a look at this, eh? So things to move in Druid. Let's see here. Tranquility is one. Savagery is probably not one. That is something that is a AoE that's around the Druid itself, and that's like a speed buff and like a damage reduction thing. Life Root definitely. Soul Salve, yeah. Surge, yes, as well. Clarity. Rockwald, no. So it looks like there's only a handful on Druid. I think Tempest is going to have the most amount. What do we need to move? Yeah. We'll swap that over. Blizzard, another one. Pressurize, definitely. Cyclone, no. Wind Shift, yes. That one's... So Wind Shift is like a blink ability. I don't know if that actually needs to be moved over. That's not really like... Nah, I guess it needs like some type of visual cue. So yeah, we will. Hurricane, definitely. Zephyr, definitely. So pretty much all of this class will be converted over. Gale. Gale is a self-cast ability. It definitely needs like some type of like delayed activation. I don't think it needs to be a projectile. Let's see, combustion, definitely. Ignite, definitely. Fireball already is. Wildfire's gonna get reworked. Eruption, also going to get reworked. Engulfing Flame. I might change this to a permanent passive. It's not really that strong to be an ability. All it does is just give bonus critical strike, or bonus crit chance to abilities in the pyromancy tree. Supernova, definitely. This will have a delayed activation. Shit is way too broken not to be. Inferno already is, don't need to touch that. Pyre, definitely. So we have a lot of abilities to move over to this system. It's gonna be a fun day. Alright. I may have broken a bunch of shit changing this over the way we did. Just like that, yeah, I did. What did I do? Casting component 1246. Excuse me. Oh. That's why. Okay. Actually, not as bad. There's only one thing that we forgot to convert back. Let's see. Oh. That's fine. Let's compile and launch the editor. I'm gonna grab my jacket. Well, this is loading up. You're right back. Cold as fuck outside. Time to play the fun game. Does our game crash? Promising. Here we go. Now, if you notice, see how the ball like stays on the ground? That means our collision isn't getting activated. Or our overlap function isn't getting called. But I guarantee that this is going to fix it as soon as we enable this. Hot reload. Watch this shit. The only thing I don't like about Unreal is how long the compiler fucking takes. But beyond that, we're good. Fixed. Just like that. Easy peasy. Actually, one thing I gotta test real quick is, yeah, okay, that still works too. We're chilling. Alright, boys. What we're gonna be fixing today is, these really broken fucking abilities. Such as this one. Oh, wait, nope. I might have broke them. Never mind. I broke them myself. That's okay. We started doing a transition of abilities last night, and I moved an assload of functions around. And it resulted in me breaking one of my classes entirely, it seems. Does a lightning strike still work? That works. Our blink ability works. Cyclone. It works, but the model doesn't show up. Yeah, none of our spawning abilities work. I wonder if our druid abilities work. That works. That works. Nope, that doesn't. Yeah, so it looks like all spawning abilities at this point are just not working. So that means a lot of the values and variables that I had set up previously just defaulted, which fucking sucks. But we deal with it and move on, because we're going to be gutting them anyways, so fuck them. Alright, we got that shit out of the way. Don't need that, don't need that. Don't need that shit. Okay. Let's close all this up. So, main problem. This AoE base spell class that we have right here does way too much shit. So we have to divide it, turn it into two different things at this point. Currently this handles like spawning abilities and then moving like the meshes and shit of the abilities. We have to divide this so that some abilities can use a projectile movement component. And what we're going to do is, when you shoot an ability, it's going to launch a projectile. When that projectile hits the ground, the ability itself will activate and spawn the ability. This gives the player a chance to react to it. Instead of the ability just immediately spawning at the location and then doing its shit. So, yeah, there's that. So what we might end up doing is changing this base projectile class that we got here and combining it with what we got on this side. So we might be stealing some shit from here and putting it over. Now what do we want to grab? What do we need? We need the expand, complete expand, apply overlap event. Do we need begin overlap? Yes. Alright, here's how this is going to go down. I'm going to go in and make a child class of our projectile, and then we're just going to use that child class to put a bunch of these functions into there. Let's go abilities, spells. Where is my projectile? Create child class. Where the fuck did my music go? Oh no, there we go. We're good. It is a classical music kind of day. I don't know why it gets me hype as fuck though. As soon as we get this shit done, we can make like an earthbending class. I have a bunch of like destructibles and shit that I want to add. And terrain manipulation. Let the floodgates of problems just overwhelm me right now. What is this? Oh, this is my favorite. I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's just Unreal Engine. Okay. Back to the original plan. Copy. Paste. Yes, this is coding surgery right now. I'm going to be taking these and changing them to what we need. Why can't I inherit both of these from like the same class? I might do that in the future. Not right now though. Especially because I'm just prototyping and I want to see if I can get this done ASAP to see if this is a viable thing to do. I could prototype this in blueprints, but I'd feel disgusting doing that. Nothing against people that use blueprints, but I don't know. Not for me. Currently. Okay. Bunch of random shit that we had to grab here. B move spell. We won't have to worry about that. Reverse spell. Don't have to worry about that either. So both of those. Bye-bye. If it's not a model, and if it's not, oh no, if it's active. Very important. Grow impact indicator. We don't need that for this. No, don't need it. Okay. Impact indicator is literally just when a spell's delayed, there's like a red like dot that expands on the ground, and when it reaches like full expansion, the ability activates. But like all these abilities are going to be not based off of like a delayed timer like that. They're just going to be based off of a projectile hitting the ground and then they activate. Complete impact indicator. We don't give a fuck about that. We care about the spell expansion. If it's not active, we activate. That's a lie. Okay. On begin overlap. This is where we're going to activate the actual spell itself. So when our projectile lands, hits the ground, right, it's going to trigger this begin overlap. When that begin overlap happens, what we're going to do is actually spawn or set visible the actual mesh of the spell itself, and then it will do its thing. So that being said, while it's not active, we'll check this overlap here. It not being active means it's in its projectile state. That's what that means. So while it's in its projectile state, if it hits something, and we make sure that it's not ourselves, and the thing it hits is not null, we'll start the actual spell itself. This activate hit thing. What is this doing? Oh, this is like the interaction with like geometry and shit. If it like blows up walls and stuff. Yeah, we might change that for this one. Grab our include. B, add radial impulse, and can it hit allies? Is that something else from this? Yeah, our Visual Studio is going to be like red as shit for like the next like 20 minutes, but that's okay, it all works. The only problem with this is it's just way harder to fucking see what I need. Where are you, you little shit? This is what I need. These are going to be private, so no one can fuck with them. Unless they have an injector. Character movement component. So the way you can actually manipulate players and shit and have them move around is you just grab the player's character movement component and then you can make them fly into the air or fly off the map or whatever the fuck you want to do to them. So if you ever need to like apply movement to other players and like push them or just like shoot them up in the air, you just manipulate their movement component. I think this is inside the game framework. Would this include? Yeah, there it is. Okay, geometry components. Do we care about this? Geometry or geometry collection components are like walls and geometry that can collapse and be destroyed by like physics. That's all this is. Stop movement on object collision. We do not care about this at all. I think the only thing we care about is set lifespan. This was for something else. Like, this was just literally for when we were manually moving the actor with the tick, but now we have a projectile movement component, so we don't need that. Ignored actors, that's just a T array. Just gonna steal that. The expand spell, same thing. Is that not in here? Oh no, it's right here. Okay. What the fuck does he include for the geometry thing? There it is. Okay. Yeah, the way you also destroy geometry is you just add impulse to it. It's really easy. If you guys ever wanted to know how you make like destructible walls and shit and have like spells or like grenades, anything like that, blow it up, let me know. I can show you how the code works. But we're going to be using a lot of these for earthbending. I don't know if I should actually call it that. I should probably come up with a different name, but it's literally just going to be that. But I'll get fancy with it. Expansion counter. Yeah, these are all going to be internal properties. What was the other one I need? Expansion rate, expansion limit. Now these aren't internal, or these are not internal properties. I'll put these up here. This is internal though. These aren't either. Okay. There was something else I was like thinking about doing. Can't remember what the fuck I was thinking though. Oh, dude, this shit fucks me up so bad. There have been way too many times I do a log and I have the wrong class name in my log. And then when I'm debugging, it comes up with the wrong thing. Alright. Time to see what I missed. Probably gonna have to close the editor out and relaunch it. Yeah, let's just do that. Dude, you gotta love Unreal. Because, I mean, since the beginning of the stream, I didn't touch the player state. Didn't even open this class up at all, right? But look at this shit. You just get like a list of errors for the player state. I haven't touched this class in like 4 days. But apparently it has a problem with the custom enum that I made like a month ago. And it just gives like a really vague thing. Missing type specifier int assumed. Thanks, Unreal. E-character state was put into this. No, where the fuck did I put it? UI state? No, definitely not. Alright, we'll track it down real quick. We'll play Unreal's little game. Where is it? Oh, it's just in the base invoker class. Close out of that shit. Okay. Let's give a big ol' fuck you to the compiler today. Oh. There you go. You happy now? I've also done like multiple builds. No issues whatsoever. But today of all days. Okay. This is the stuff that we missed. Damage and radius, damage all actors in sphere radius. Damage spell mesh collision hit. Yeah, just a bunch of properties that we use. Again, at some point I will combine these, but this is literally just for prototyping. Do not crucify me. Blah blah blah. What else am I missing here? Niagara component. Oh, true. That means I actually have to declare them here. It's not in components, is it? No, it's in Niagara. Niagara system. Fuck it, I'm just gonna look up the include. Oh damn, I had it right. It's an aggro component. Oh, didn't copy the second one. Okay. What else are we missing? Apply overlap event. Does not take one argument. Oh, also this too. Where is it pulling this from? Right here? Oh, it's because I filled these in with just defaults, didn't I? Null pointer, sweep location equals f hit result. Oh, it's an f vector. Oh, it's sweep location. Alright. That should be fine now. Let's see. Anything with does spell move, we just get the fuck out of here. Now, if it's asking if it expands, we need that. Grab you. Ooh, let's keep this organized just a little bit. Alright, what else? Only a couple things. That's fine. Damage all actors in sphere radius. Oh, that's a function that we did not grab. Control period. Yes, and also for explosives, this is how you grab like everybody in an area, do damage or whatever you need to do to them. Is you can use the U-Kismet system library, and they have something that spawns a sphere that grabs all the actors within the radius you give it, and then you can just iterate through and do damage or whatever the fuck you need to. You move spell, we get rid of that. End spell. Okay, that should be it. You love to see it. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, Feel free to ask. I've helped a bunch of people with their projects before, so don't feel shy. I also plan to make kind of like an A to Z guide on multiplayer in Unreal, mainly for any type of like shooter games because they're relatively easy to make. In my opinion, any like spell-based game or like medieval combat, that shit's like way harder to make than any FPS game. There's just so much more you have to account for. Okay. Just for shits and gigs, we're just gonna create a spell real fast based off of this class, and we'll give it to our druid or something. So if we go to base spells, nah, we'll go into druid and do it. Base this off projectile. See here, base projectile AoE spell. See here, test projectile spell. All right. Don't care about that. Spell mesh itself. I'll just use a sphere. Wait, is that the big one? Hold on. I'm just looking at the size. For some reason, it's showing the size on the right side of my screen. There we go. Yeah, we'll do that. Does this expand? Yes. Expansion limit 1.5, expansion rate. We'll do 2. What axis do we want to scale at? All of them. Add radial impulse to players. Nah. Add radial impulse. That will be good. All I care about is if this actually, fuck it, I'll just add it. Can impulse hit allies? Yes, it can. Impulse strength. We'll send him into the fucking stratosphere, just for testing. Impulse radius. Oh, okay, maybe not that much. 2000. Damage and radius, damage and spell mesh collision hit. Don't care about that. Don't care about our Niagara system. Spell lifespan. We'll give it 3 seconds. Impact sound trail. No, I don't care about any of that. Alright. So we got this. Now what we need to do is we have the actual spell. Now we need to create an ability that spawns the spell. So in Druid, we'll do that right here. And we'll use my spawn class that I made. Spawn actor gameplay ability. Let's see here. B, P, or no, GA. Projectile test. We don't care about that. For damage, I'll just assign it like lightning or some shit. This is all like the boilerplate. Garbage. Can the effects hit allies? Yes, it can. What do we want it to spawn? Our test projectile. We need a montage. Alright, so the way like the gameplay ability system works, or at least the way that I designed it to work for me, is you make a montage, you do the animation, and then you set something in the animation to trigger the ability to happen. And I'll show you how that works right now. Let's see here. Call this test projectile. Okay. So this event tag, when this player hits this point right here, this projectile will spawn and it will launch in the direction that the player is looking. We have to make a gameplay tag here, and then I'm just going to make one based off the ability. What is this? Ability cast. Add subtag. We'll just name this projectile test. So here we're going to assign our new animation, and then we have to let this know what tag do we look for. Like, how do we know when to spawn this ability? We give it the tag we just made. So when it reaches this point, it will activate this tag. Anything listening for this tag, which is this ability here, will go forward and spawn this class that's tied to it. Makes sense? This is something that spawns from our hands. Automatic rotation? Yes, I think. Ability level. Ability tags. This is a projectile. I don't think there's anything else I need to add to this. Cooldown. I don't really care to give one right now. Okay. So now we got to give this to the Druid class, just for testing. Let's go into our class tree, go to Druid. Soul Salve, we're gonna temporarily just put this there. Because that ability's not made yet, so it doesn't matter. Moment of truth. Oh, man. Now, I'm definitely forgetting a step in this process. But fuck it. We'll figure it out. Give ourselves max level. Would you look at that? Ain't that neat? Now let's see if the radial impulse works. So I believe it's not activating on hit here. It is spawning though. Delayed activation. We're close. Let's see. Also, I can't hear shit. I don't even know what the music is fucking playing. Okay. What is happening here? Begin overlap. Okay, we need this here. So if it's not active, we need to know that. We also need to know when this is being activated. I literally can't hear the music. Did my ship break? Figure it out in a minute. Alright, live coding. What do we got? It looks like it's just calling activate spell right off the fucking rip. We gotta track down where that's being called from then. So if you press Shift F12, it'll show you every single connected piece. Also, music. What the fuck? Where'd it go? Oh, I guess it was just like really quiet. Here it is. You need to override begin play. Where's our begin play at? Yeah, we don't have it in here. Okay. Override this shit. We don't call super. We're gonna skip over our class that we inherited from here and call begin play above that, so we don't use any of that shit. I think the only thing we're missing out on, what is this? Yeah, this right here. We do need this. We don't need this though. Projectile movement. What is this? Is this private? I just don't have the included. Is that it? Is this in components? No. Game framework. Projectile movement component. There it is. Alright, let's hot reload and get back in. Resume. activates not being called. It's also... I think it's the collision itself. When this is spawned, we gotta set the collision. Yeah, alright, I see the problem. These are going to work different than any of the other abilities we have. So we got to think a bit different on this. When this is spawned, we have to set the collision here. On the collision box. Yes. Alright, my idea for this is the spell mesh, like that giant ball that's like flying and like it, you know, it's going through the ground, whatever. That's not going to be visible. That's the actual spell itself. We're essentially going to have like a very small like projectile launch, hit the ground, open up, and then the spell spawns and then does its thing. So we're not going to use the spell mesh to trigger that. The collision comp itself is going to be the thing that's small and will have like a Niagara effect on it. So you'll be able to see where it's like trailing to, and then when it hits, it activates the spell. So we're going to use this collision comp and set its collision to activate when it hits the ground, or to read when it hits the ground. Let's see here. Don't care about that. Projectile right here. We can actually use this and then just replace a lot of the text in there with the collision comp. It's showing red. I just got to include a U-box component. Or what is this? U-sphere component. Like that. Yeah, I mean, it's working. I'm going to move begin play up to the top. I don't care about any of that shit. Also going to have the spell mesh be hidden until it actually hits the ground, and once it hits the ground and activates, the spell mesh will be visible again. Okay. Alright, just looking at this. Looks... Looks right. Does be active get called? No, so we gotta set this. One thing we also have to check is, in this activate spell, is... Okay, be active's getting set true here, so we don't need to set it. We don't need to set it there then. Let's hot reload. There's always that chance it's just going to crash your goddamn editor when you do something like that. Okay. So, let's see. I mean, it's setting it invisible. I just don't see it actually hitting anything. So this is getting called collision component. Set generate overlap true. Begin overlap. Be delayed activation and begin play. What is that doing? Oh, okay. That's just calling this. Alright, so what's probably happening here is the collision component is possibly not hitting something. So I said show debug collision and it opened up the whole thing. Probably because it was doing live coding. Let's do that again. I don't know why it's opening up this whole thing, but fuck it. Where is our spell going? Let's just shoot it with some air real quick. Since it's... Oh no, here we go. The sphere radius is 5? Oh, no wonder. It's flying through the ground. Let's look at the collision on this thing. Mainly the collision comp itself. Ignore sets overlap. World static dynamic pawn. Ground as well. Collision enabled. Am I overriding the physics delegate or the overlap delegate? God damn it, not base spell. No, it is overlap. Also music. There we go. Okay, something just happened. Uh-oh. Okay. That was weird. I mean, okay, beacon overlap worked here. Is the floor just not... Oh, fucking Christ. That's why. Look at that. The floor wasn't able to generate overlap events. Always check the small things first. But, my client just got flushed, meaning that it's calling some function repeatedly in a very short amount of time. So let's do that again. Is the projectile movement component actually, it looks like it's still going. It is. No collision. I mean, that's okay. We're just gonna stop the projectile from moving once it hits something, and then we'll be good. But it looks like it's actually working. I had a function here at one point. Radial impulse, blah blah blah. I swear there was a function that I used to deactivate the movement. Maybe it was actually something built in. Sweep collision. Alright. No, we don't want it to bounce. That's fine. I don't care about simulation or homing or anything like that. I mean, shit, we'll just call it to deactivate. There we go. Just like that. Hello, how are you doing? Oh, you can't see it, but hold on. Yeah, when I was saying that we're gonna send our player to the stratosphere if they get hit by this thing, I mean, they're so far away they're not even calling clouds or rendering clouds. Yeah, you can make that shit ridiculous. Let's cut off a couple zeros here, shall we? I mean, 20,000 still gonna send him flying. Yeah. He's gone. The one thing that I don't see happening is the expansion. Besides that, I mean, it's setting this to true. If it's not model, or if it's not a model and it's active, then it should be calling expand. Let's see what's happening here then. Put some logs down and find out. Put on some Mozart. Excuse me. So, the spell expand does. Is expand even getting called? I'm gonna put this outside of the counter. But wait, that means that oh shit, hold on. No, I do have tick. Fuck. Yeah, don't ever do this, by the way. Putting a log inside a tick is fucking dumb, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Just for a minute though. I just want to see if my tick function's getting shut off when I spawn this. It is. Fuck. Something in my parent class fucking with my tick? Who's touching my tick function? Oh, maybe... Let's do this. I might have had a different function regulating this before and I might have moved it. As soon as we get this to tick, then we can just start converting the other abilities over, because this class is pretty much just going to be done. Man, the worst part about this is going to be making all the Niagara effects. There's going to be so fucking many of them. Oh my god. But it has to be done. What the fuck? Something's messing with my tick function. Oh, you bastard. I found you. I had a feeling. Alright, let's override the constructor there. Alright. Was that the problem? It most certainly was. Just like that. Alright, time to make this thing look absolutely ridiculous. Where's my spell? Expansion limit, we'll put a 3-second expansion limit. The rate, times that by 3. And you know what? We'll go with times 6 on the Z. We're gonna make mountains. The only thing I didn't put is a I didn't put an expiration on these. Does it hit me? No, okay. That's fine. Does it hit the client? No, that's something we have to look for then. When these activate, we have to set the lifespan. So when this completes, this is where we're going to set that then. Alright, so it completes in less than 3 seconds. It's gone. Nice. The one thing we need to check for is this right here. I don't think it's actually hitting this. So if it's active, if the thing it hits is not null pointer, and it's not within ignored actors, it's part of the 3-step process. It's going to apply the overlap event. Apply overlap event. So what is the overlap event? So it's calling apply overlap event, but it's not actually working. Do I have a check for... I mean, they should have an ability systems component. Like, there's no way. Is it just not seeing it? Oh, wait a minute. I think I know. Shit. Yeah, I just didn't activate it. Okay, I think that was the problem. Fuck me. Yeah, okay, it works. That's pretty good. I mean, realistically, this should also work on geometry as well. So if we do this, and we do something like this. Maybe it doesn't work on friendly geometry then. Oh no, I just need to have the setting to add radial impulse. Now it should work on geometry. So if I make a rock ball again here, I'll just like throw this next to the side of it. Yeah, there you go. It'll blow through the walls. Nice. I mean, the other functionality that we're going to add to shit like this is, I think at some point we'll have the spell be able to, like rotate and everything as well. The whole point of doing it like this is we give as much, like, customizable aspects to a spell, and then it allows us just to create like a handful of brand new spells or a whole kit in a matter of minutes, instead of like trying to sit there and like handcraft everything. We just give a very broad and generic form of like scalability with our spell system, and just give it like random things that it can affect, like the size of the spell, the speed of it, and then rotation is what we're gonna add next. And you can make a lot of cool things, and a lot of really fun interactions. So we're gonna be going in and pretty much just creating a bunch of abilities, designing them all, and revamping our combat entirely. The next thing I want to add is a roll mechanic, or like a dodge. And the whole point of that is going to be, it's going to give like a half a second invulnerability period when you do the dodge, just like in like Dark Souls or New World. The roll mechanic is going to be a very limited thing that a player can do, and it'll make it so the combat is more of like a chess-like gameplay, to where if you understand your opponent's abilities and like what they're using, you can outplay them in any scenario, pretty much. So it gives the user the power, not RNG. I also hate like if a player has like really overpowered gear, it will just make it so they're unkillable. So that's one thing I'm trying to keep limited as well. But yeah, custom abilities. We can make as much shit as we want now. This is also something that I'm going to use for the like earthbending class. Because I mean shit, we could just manipulate terrain. Obviously I'm not going to make it that fucking broken where the player just goes launching off the map like that, but I mean currently I already have the system in place for like generating like walls and bridges and everything like that, and they're all destructible. So I'm gonna be adding in effects where you can lift boulders out of the ground or lift chunks of terrain and throw them. It's gonna be fucking awesome. I always wish that they made like an Avatar The Last Airbender game, like multiplayer, but fuck it, I'll do it myself. Sort of. What I'll probably do is I'll come back with a part 2 stream. I don't want to have you guys just like sit here and watch me just like rub my temples and like just try to design spell concepts and shit. So I will go to the drawing board, come up with a bunch of different abilities, and I'll come back and show you how I actually implement them. So you can see the process of building the abilities and then testing them out. We'll test out the damage, their effects, everything like that. It'll be a good time. But with that being said, appreciate y'all for stopping by. I'll be back in probably about, I guess, like 2 hours, I'd imagine. And then we'll continue on with the ability system. I just want to make sure that the content that I'm providing for you guys is informative, so you can kind of see how it's all done. So yeah, I will see you in 2 hours.